Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Just Another Talk. And on today's episode, we're going to be looking at Amanda Seals. If you don't know who she is, I promise you're going to want to know who she is. I don't really like her. I don't like her ideas. Um, but on my channel, I don't just cover people I like. I don't just cover stories I like. I cover everything. And she was in a debate with 20 other young black folks. She's a black lady, if you didn't know. And she's actually the person on the thumbnail. And so she said some things that are just you gotta see them. You're not gonna believe it until you see it. So we're gonna go ahead and watch some of these clips of the debate that she had, and I want to know what you guys think. Definitely drop in the comments. Let me know. Uh, and without further ado, let's just jump right into it. So this is the first clip we're gonna go over, and if I might add, this gentleman wiped the floor with her.
Our ancestors wasn't asking for handouts. They were asking for equal opportunity. And we have equal opportunity in this country. We had a black president, just in case you didn't know. We had a black president and we had a black vice president. I think she was black. They said she was black. I don't know. So
Get him.
we had a black president, and you know who voted for that black man? White people, because you can't win a popular election in this country without white people. So Barack Obama is the product of white people. So let's get off this thing where, oh, America is so racist. What's making America so racist is people that continue to talk about racism and continue to focus on racism instead of focusing on unity and bringing our country forward. People that have this liberal mindset are infecting our communities, black people, and making us victims and not victors. I refuse to embrace a victim mentality, because that's not what our grandparents and Harriet Tubman and those people fought for. They fought for equal opportunity.
Do not bring up Harriet Tubman's name in vain, baby. Please.
They said the Lord's name in vain. The Lord's name.
Harriet Tubman was literally saving her family and others from slavery.
Yeah. You know who helped her? White people.
You know who helped her?
They were on the Underground Railroad. Come on in.
No, you know who helped her?
See, and this is her like. It's like I just have to disagree completely. And the ironic part is that if you know anything and have studied Harriet Tubman, you know that the Quakers helped her, and the Quakers were predominantly white folks. It was just what it was, and it's like, as black people in a country made of mostly white folks, how you think civil rights were passed? Because white people saw what was going on and was like, yeah, this is not right. So the whole reason why Martin Luther King decided to do the walk, I forget what bridge it was. I think it was in Tennessee, where the dogs were biting black people, and it's for the first time live, America got to see how bad it was for black people, and that was the starting point of the change in America. And that change only came because what? Because the white folks jumped in and was like, yeah, this is not right. So just from a perspective of common sense, there's no way you can sit here and say no, that's not true. Like, you're just saying no to argue, and this is a perfect example. And they do fact check too on this platform. I believe it's called Jubilee. This is called Surrounded. But it says Harriet Tubman directly rescued more than 60 people and provided assistance to dozens of others during her journey to freedom. Harriet Tubman received help from free and enslaved African Americans and whites, including the Quakers. Like, it's just common sense. Like, I don't know how you could genuinely think that, oh no, the white people didn't help us. So she's in my book. She's already losing. That statement's ironic. No, idiotic, not ironic.
Come on in.
No, you know who helped her?
God and
people who benefit from white supremacy. One of the things
it's a
that
lie.
White
supremacy is a lie.
No, sir,
It's
that's
a
simply
lie.
So people who benefit from white supremacy helped Harriet Tubman free slaves. Let's go into a close-up real quick. Hold on. What? Why are the people who benefit from white supremacy helping to free slaves? Like, I'm gonna let you guys be the deciding factor on that one. Go ahead, drop it in the chat. I want to know what you think.
Not
There's
true.
no such. I mean, there's
if that were not the case, then we wouldn't see the continued effort of colonialism and white people placing themselves in positions of power when they do not have the power.
Because
Let
their
me hear
culture, black culture is toxic. The black culture is toxic. We have produced a culture that is toxic. And let's get on the fact that there's no fathers
So
in
white
the black
culture
home.
is
Let's
Stop,
talk about that.
stop.
Let's talk about that.
Stop.
Let's talk about that.
None of this is gonna work if y'all are just gonna sit here and
She got nothing to say. She got to stop him in the middle of his train of thought. Like, black culture is toxic. It is. What is celebrated is toxic. And I know people are going to be like, oh, well, but mainstream pushes da-da-da. Okay, so what? So what? Mainstream pushes Ozempic. There are plenty of people who go to the gym and lose weight the right way. Mainstream pushes a lot of shit. Hunter Biden pushed smoking crack and doing dope. I don't see people running out to go do dope or crack. Like, what are we talking about? So, like, because other people jump off the bridge, we have to too? Like, it doesn't make sense. It's just the inability to just be accountable and say, nah, this is not cool. Like, it just isn't. And he's right. Now, I'm not saying that we completely detach from what white culture has done and say, oh, they're not at guilt at all. But to then sit and try to hold them accountable for everything we're going through now is kind of asinine. Are there people who are, you know, racist and don't like black folks? For sure. 100%. Is that the majority? No. It not only is it not the majority, like, she also said at one point, she's like, oh, you know, I think is why, let me repeat it. I think it's why they're still in power. It's like the country's run, or most white people, quote unquote, have positions of power because there's just more of them than there is of us. It's like common sense, a representation. And then I know the other, oh, well, we're not represented at the equal court. Yeah, because we don't have as many black folks going into political, and to political parties, into trying to get elected as there are other races. It's just that simple. It's like, I don't understand how you live in a country with rules and laws that are against certain things, and you still look at it from a perspective of like, nah, we're being mistreated, we're this, we're that. Like, that's just bullshit.
we wouldn't see the continued effort of colonialism and white people placing themselves in positions of power when they do not have the power.
They have that's exactly what I'm saying. They're in the position of power because they're getting voted for. Like, there's a black guy in Texas. I don't remember his name, but there's a black guy in Texas who is a representative, black rep in Texas. He served in the military too, and he was talking about it the other day. I forget what his name. No, definitely not Jasmine Crockett. This guy. Yep, this guy right here. This dude, Wesley Hunt. This dude annihilated this argument the other day. And he was just like it doesn't make sense. How can you sit here and say that there's racism when he is a representative of a district that's predominantly white? Like there goes the argument out the window. I don't want to hear it. To me, it's nonsense. But let's get back to the finishing this video.
Stop.
Let's talk about that.
None of this is gonna work if y'all are just gonna sit here and make up shit.
It's
not gonna work. No, a debate has to be in facts.
You're putting off emotional liberalism right now.
I am not putting off emotional liberalism. You're putting off unfounded lies based in conservatism.
Misinformation. Remember they did the misinformation thing all summer where everything conservative did. They said
you're
misinformation.
Carrying a chain around your neck of an apartheid nation that actively wants to harm black people and non-Jewish people. But let me bring it back. Let me bring it back.
Selling black people in Africa.
That was not happening in the context that you're saying.
And they were selling their own people. Black people still sell their own people today too, by the way.
I don't know if I'm gonna last.
We're selling our own people today too.
I don't know if I'm gonna last.
You're not gonna last because your points are stupid. And he has a point. I mean, we all know, like, it's in the history books. there were black folks making deals with Europeans to be like, hey, go take those people, just don't take our people. It is what it is. It's like there's still slavery to this day. There's slave labor, there's slavery, there's indentured slavitude, some indentured something. Slavery, I think it's called, but like you see it all the time. Nobody complains. I guarantee you Amanda has an iPhone. I guarantee you she has Jordans. So we know where Nike makes their Jordans. We know where Apple makes their phones. So what are we talking about? It's just super hypocritical. This is actually the gentleman she was debating. But before I show you that, I actually want to show you a different gentleman. And this guy was definitely, he was on one for sure on this episode.
You can give everyone here like a $50,000, especially people that are in the streets who are committing violent crimes consistently, a $50,000 check. It's not going to fix anything. It's not going to increase the median household income in the next 10 years by 10% or 20%. For example, we have the Chinese Exclusion Act of 1882. We prevented Chinese people from getting citizenship and even entering the country. We discriminated against them and basically put them under apartheid, even here in the United States. Yet they have the highest median household income. How is that possible? How come they don't complain and feel entitled consistently to beg for reparations and beg for this when they are killing each other 90% of the time, which is the rate that black people kill each other, according to the FBI?
Oh, young Matt.
Yet white people are the oppressors.
I'm not sure where your education came from, but they lied to you.
Stats don't lie, though.
That's your argument? They lied to you? No counterpoint, just they lied to you? I'm gonna go ahead and give it a chance. Go ahead. I want to hear her.
Statistics lie all the time. So let's start there, particularly when the statistics are coming from the sources that gain from the statistics being shown a different way. So if you're going to start your argument on stats don't lie, you've already lost the argument.
Look at this.
They lie all the time. One, comparing Chinese people who are immigrants that made a choice to come to the United States,
here we go,
and comparing the continued effort of black people to ground themselves in a nation that continues to make impediments for them to show and live and exist in their true citizenship is a false equivalency.
I don't believe
that's bullshit. What can't I do that a white person can do? I'll wait. What? Oh, somebody in the chat said, oh, she's spicy. Yeah, indeed. But again, like, what can a white person do that I can't do? I'm not being held down. I'm on YouTube actively talking shit, bringing up racist topics, bringing up, topics that people are divided on, talking about police. I'm not brutalized by police. I'm not getting shot at by police. It's like, I don't get it. How can you look at Chicago? How can you look at LA? How can you look at New York? How can you look at Baltimore? How can you look at Jacksonville and some of these other cities within the United States where there is predominantly black folks, and you can see the kind of crime that's going on? DC is another good one. And still say, oh, those stats are being cultivated in a way that proves the point of the person who's trying to say that there's black on black crime. That's the most asinine thought process I've ever heard, ever in my life. Like, I'm sorry, but it's like, it is what it is. Like, doesn't mean most black people are out here committing crimes. No, but there's a small minority who are committing crimes. And who do they commit them against? The people in their neighborhood. And who are the people in said neighborhoods? Wait, let me guess. Are they black? Like, you don't have to have a master's degree or a bachelor's degree in history and, African studies or whatever the hell she has to understand that black Americans, not all, but a large portion of those that live in the ghetto are contributing to the stereotypes and the bullshit that is being documented. I don't know how else to say that. I've lived in the hood. I've seen the hood. I've lived in white neighborhoods. I see the difference. I've gone to white schools. I've gone to hood schools. I've seen the difference. It's just like, at what point in time do we finally make peace with the situation and just start with working on ourselves and our people instead of blaming everyone else? I don't get it. I don't get it. I'm annoyed. She's really annoying.
Believe that happens at all. What no one here is in
Are you
being
acting
impinged on
right now?
anything.
Do you
I'm,
really
I'm
believe
telling
this?
the truth. There's no systemic racism that I've experienced here in America. What
Exactly.
system is racist? I think the only racism we've actually seen recently, systemic racism that we've seen, is the application of systemic racism against white people. The University of Western Washington, for example, has been trying to segregate dormitories, using black-only dormitories because black people feel safer amongst each other, but they're more likely to kill each other than white people are ever to kill them. That's just the truth. You have
My
King
boy's
Von
cooking.
rapping about killing other black men. Why should I think that the white man is the oppressor when black men are more likely to kill me?
Oh my
Tell me.
God, this
Cooking.
is scary.
Yeah.
You need to think about me as your mama. Do not talk to me in that fashion. So let's
That's her. Why? Why do you have to be my? This is a debate about points and statistics and facts, and you have none. You're coming from an emotional place. You gotta think of me as your mama. Why?
check that now.
Okay.
Okay. So
He's
on a
too
basic
nice.
level, we have to understand that systemic racism is grounded in the realities that black people have not been considered an equal human being in this country.
What is systemic racism is grounded in the realities that black people have not been seen as equals. Like what do we what grounded in like yo, the word salad is just like I have a headache. I think I have a migraine, guys. I don't get it. It's like there are no systems right now that you can say are racist as a system. Now, are there people who might be in said system that don't like black folks or that exude some kind of or a level of racism? I won't take that away from her if that's what she means. Yeah, sure, of course. There is. But to say that there are systems in the United States that hold black people back is wild work. It's diabolical. And you know, another thought that I'm having is like people like this only have these frame of thoughts because there's a whole set of society out there that believes this bullshit. So she has the power. Now, the reason that she won't change her thought process, even when she's presented with examples and reason that would contradict what she's saying, is because if she accepts them, she then loses power and she loses a community and she loses her stance. But she is the prime example of someone who's black, whose parents immigrated to this country, who was given the ability to go to school, get a degree, and then live a better life than those who came before her. But she's still gonna say that the system's trying to hold people back. It doesn't make sense. It's just like it doesn't make any sense. Like, and I'm I'm even a perfect example of this. I grew up in the hood, had my hands tatted young. I was not on the path that I'm on now. And it took a few rough lessons and, you know, a couple mentors who I truly respected to point me in the right direction. And a whole lot of YouTube as well. I can't, you know, YouTube University is a real thing, people. So, and I chose to do different. I chose to look for different. Otherwise, I would have ended up a statistic. And it's like, I can see that. Why can't she see that? And she has more education than I do. I've been ranting.
Since
My
its
bad.
onset. So there's simply no way to make the argument that there isn't systemic racism, and we have seen in very clear ways the system operate in an organically
Give me one clear
racist
way.
way. Do not cut me off. When
Look at her. Now, do not cut me off. You've been cutting people off all day. What does this one say? Let's see. Now, once through the entire debate, does Amanda Seales consider the possibility of being wrong? She interrupted and talks over each person. She's allowed to interrupt, but she threatens to shut it down when someone interrupts her. She personally benefits from capitalism, but no one else is allowed to benefit because it's evil. As if Black Wall Street didn't benefit and wasn't built on capitalism. Capitalism is the only system that lifts people out of poverty. God damn, this is my boy wrote a book. She argues that black struggle is based on skin color that discredits the young man from discredits the young man from Angola's argument because he is an immigrant, as if his skin color is not darker than hers, which is very true. Actually, you know what? Let's find that clip. Is this the clip where she does that?
people that are in the streets who are committing violent crimes consistently, a $50,000 check, it's not going to fix anything. It's not.
Oh, speaking about that, I wanted to add the $50,000 check, right? What happened during COVID when people got a stimulus check, right? The stimmies. I don't know how many people got stimmies, but it was a lot of people got basically anybody who had filled out their tax returns, I if I'm not mistaken, got stimmies. And what happened when you gave out handouts to people? Where did it go? Who got richer? People went out and did what? They bought a bunch of shit. The richer get richer. Handouts don't work. If you work for your money, then it's different. Let's see. Okay, what's this?
The next claim is that black on black crime is a result of underinvestment and over policing.
Before we get to that clip, I want to get to the one where she tells this young man
in trying to protest against. You guys don't ever do this. KTS.
You
Dre,
guys don't ever do that.
KTS
Who is
Dre.
you guys?
Members of the black community that want to hold people accountable,
Yeah, I
especially
think
black
this is the
people. So
clip.
KTS Dre was shot 60 times outside of Cook County, Chicago. How many BLM members came out? You earlier said BLM
Stop
is about
referring
police.
to me as you guys.
Okay, that's fine. So, for example, we had a really good example of this where it's not a police because I remember you
Where
said.
are you from?
Where am I from? What do you mean by that? Like, what state am I from? Where was I born?
Where do you live
my boy cooking so much, she got to change the conversation.
right now?
I live in Florida. I was born in Angola, though. I was born in sub-Saharan Africa. Okay.
Where did you grow up for most of your time?
In Maine. I lived in North America.
In Maine.
Yes.
And what is the population of black
course.
people in the sound of your
Now trying to invalidate his argument because this is what people do. Oh, you're not black enough. Like, that's bullshit. That's bullshit. Just let the man cook.
It's really extremely low, but I grew up around black people, and there was a black community where I lived.
and that black community that you lived in? Did they teach you about black history in the United States?
I
Like,
learned black history.
are your parents black American?
Yeah, my mom is black. My father is black.
No, I'm asking, are they?
He's born in
were they born in the
Angola,
United
stupid.
States?
Because I wasn't born there.
Oh, so you guys are all from Angola?
Yes.
Duh.
But again, I like I told you earlier, right?
Oh, this isn't the clip.
In trying to protest.
This is not the clip. I want to find that clip.
Sources are not. You're not able to
But I have
cite
all
your
the
sources.
sources. In New
Please.
York-
Sources are not. You're not able to
But I have
cite
all
your
the
sources.
sources. In New
Please go
York.
sit down.
Yeah, that's the truth.
It's
you
not
can
the
try to
truth.
avoid it.
It's
You can
not
try
the
to avoid
truth. It's not the. Nothing you say is actually the truth.
Yeah.
Nothing. You're not even American. You're not even a black American. As the daughter of an immigrant, it is imperative.
He's an immigrant. What are we talking about? You just told me he wasn't black American because he's an immigrant, but you're the daughter of an immigrant. Like, again, it's just the inability to realize not only how dumb do you sound, but then the fact that you can contradict yourself within seconds, minutes of each other, and still think you're right is delusion at its finest.
That black people from other places understand the disparate difference that they exist from black people in the United States. It is not the same. Period. And ultimately, the best effort that we can do as a diaspora is to lead in understanding, not in judgment. So when I am talking to somebody from Sudan, from the Congo, from Angola, I am listening to understand their experience, not to undermine
No,
it.
you're
And
not.
I refuse to allow anybody from Grenada, from Angola, from any other place to come and try to undermine the experience of black Americans.
She thought she did something there. No, you don't.
In
It
trying to
don't.
protest.
You literally just undermined this young man, and he was cooking. It doesn't make so frustrating. Let's see. Is this the? I think this is the video. This is the other video I want to show you
Look how
guys.
stupid this sounds. Listen to this.
I do want to touch on a point that
Oh no, that's not it. Hold on. Oh, actually, no. You know what? We'll watch this one real quick before we get to the other
he's
one.
in America.
Hold on.
Cooks, they think Amanda Seal cooks so bad, but look how stupid this sounds. Listen to this.
I do want to touch on a point that you did mention earlier, that you would argue that, black people have less opportunities in America. I do not agree with that. I have not had,
First of all, you're a
problem.
light-skinned woman.
And so are you.
Yes.
And you're doing
so
great for
colorism-
yourself.
Yes, and so colorism really does
but-
serve
but
us.
So the argument from Amanda Shield was, you're a light-skinned person, you don't understand. Even though she's black, and said I've never had that experience either. But she said, and most black people have it. It's victim mentality.
Victim mentality at its finest. Also, one thing that she said to this young man with the yellow shirt, she was like, "Oh, you're
People count.
you're not black. You're and even the way he presents himself is extremely, respectful and on point. But then the fact that this man grew up in Maine, and she even proves my point, at least what I'm about to say, with her statement about, oh, how many black people are in Maine? Oh, not a lot, but he grew up in a black community. So therefore, just by that sheer notion that he not only did he grow up in Maine, where there's mostly white people, and Maine is rural as fuck. It has obviously cities, of course, but it's very rural. And I've been to Maine multiple times. So you're talking about a lot of white folks up there from rural communities, whether educated or undereducated or uneducated. And he had maybe I shouldn't say maybe no experience, but he had minimum experience of racism on top of the fact that he's well educated and he spent most of his time in Maine. Come on, bro. That right there alone should be a perfect example of why racism does not exist outside of the people like her who love to promote it, and the small minority, the extreme small minority of folks who might still not like black folks. And even then, I might even push to be like, to find out, why don't they like black folks? Have they had a bad experience with black folks? Do they hate black folks in the sense of, oh, racism? Or do they dislike black folks from the perspective of like, I went through this situation, so I don't trust black folks? Like, again, it's no common sense. That's the problem. There's no common sense. So
to try and pathologize black.
Let's go ahead and watch this. I know this young man cooked too. This is the part I'm Jubilee debates kills me. All right, let's see what she said.
To try and pathologize black on black crime in a way that you don't try to pathologize white on white crime. There are white people killing each other every single day. Now, they may be on jet skis in the pictures after they shoot up their whole family, but nonetheless, there are white people to try and pathologize.
That's not even. Oh, okay. I don't. Yeah, he cooked. He definitely cooked in his segment. Is this the same?
They were asking for equal opportunity, and we have equal opportunity in this country. We had a black president, just in case you didn't know.
Yeah, that's the same one. Let's see what this cartoon says. It says, man, I really hate white people. Me too. We should go find whoa, that's not it. What black people really do in their free time. What white people really do in their free time. Exactly, and they're both drinking. It's like, we all want the same things. We all want the same exact things. Just the ability to prosper in life. That's it. Amanda Seales lost the debate against me and other conservatives. The moment she started talking about reparations, our ancestors wanted a hand up, not a handout. Reparations will never happen. Yeah, I agree. I don't want reparations. I don't need it. I'm good. We shouldn't ask for reparations. See if we got any more clips of that's the young lady. I know there's gotta be. Is this the one where this?
And I didn't get to expound on what I was saying because Amanda Seales yelled the whole time, and she threatened to have me removed and other black conservatives because when she was losing. She did not want to have me on at the last round. She said she was going to, but she did not want to have me on at the last round because she knew I would have destroyed her and probably her career. She wouldn't have had a career if she would have let me do the last 10 minutes of the last 10 minutes. And she said she was going to allow me to do the last 10 minutes. It was so bad that I had a standing ovation after my first time, and she didn't want to let me back on and threatened to have me removed from the set. And I was nothing but respectful to her. But what I was saying was that Harriet Tubman was helped by white people. This country, yes, there was racism that helped build this country in the beginning. But every white person was not racist. There were people in this country that were white, and it still are, who are not racist, who love black people, who want black people to thrive and succeed. That goes against this hatred that has filled many in the black community that wants to believe that we did it by ourselves, that Obama was elected by himself, and that there's no such thing as a good white person. And I refuse to believe that, not just as a person, but as a Christian. I refuse to believe that.
Yeah, I don't believe that either. But I think that's... Is this the young... Oh yeah, this
Hi.
this young lady cooked.
We cool now?
We good. We good. I think we. Why? Because to your point, there's community. There's a sense of pride about, you know what, I got to go honor my parents back in Nigeria. I'm part Nigerian. I have to go honor my parents. I have to go honor my elders. They're not twerking and shaking booty. They're getting
They are literally twerking and shaking booty in
the
Nigeria.
Nigerians I know ain't doing it. If they are
We
twerking and shaking, but
literally
they
learned it
doctors
from Africa.
They're doctors twerking and shaking
literally
booty. So
have
maybe
it
they
from
can
Africa.
shake because they
But
got
I
the
think-
money to
I
back
think
it up.
that's
But do
an
you see what
unfair
you're saying? But do
generalization.
you see what I'm saying though? We have to be honest, Amanda. When
Well,
Indians
as a fellow,
come here,
so as a fellow daughter of an immigrant,
Okay.
right? So my mother's from Grenada. My mother did come here and was able to work and was able to get green cards
Props
for
to
folks.
her.
So shout out to my mom. There's a very big difference in growing up somewhere and coming from a place where you are the majority and where your people are running the show than being somewhere where your people have been subjugated the entire time your people have been
but your
here.
mama came here and she wasn't the majority. So how
No.
did she succeed?
She succeeded because she came here with the fortitude of coming from a place.
Her resilience,
Resilience.
right?
No, but
and
you're,
she had
you're
her village.
let me say what I'm saying.
Okay, I'll let you unpack.
If we don't acknowledge divide and conquer in the United States, we are having a pointless conversation.
I agree.
We have to acknowledge that there is a concerted effort at divide and conquer in the United States. We're literally watching it happen right now with an effort to divide and conquer and have black people fighting immigrants and have black people saying that immigrants don't matter.
And fighting white people.
White people is not the point. The concept of white people is about people who are upholding a supremacy of whiteness versus people who understand that there should be an egalitarianism. There
But
should
I
be an
believe that
equality.
we are becoming the new white supremacists.
We
'cause
are.
We've been
We
putting them on a
are.
pedestal.
We are.
We feel like we can't
We
do
are.
anything.
No, it's not that
We
we're
ain't
putting
been
them.
nothing,
It's not
won't
that
be
we're putting
nothing.
them on a pedestal. It's that we are joining them and instead weaponizing our blackness against our people. When
How
we
are we
do what
joining
you're
them?
saying,
That doesn't
we
make
are
you
saying,
better.
I am better because I figured it out, and so you're the problem because you didn't figure
But
it
Amanda,
out.
what about if I believe that the American dream is, I have a right to that as well? Is that me joining white people, or is that me saying, you know what, I
Exactly.
What's
want
the
a life for
American
my
dream?
The American dream for me, because it may look different from other people. Some people it's a boss chick. For me, I want my kids to grow up in a wonderful neighborhood. I want them to go to college. I want to have a 401k. I want to do this. I want to do that. So I feel like a lot of times in the black community, we associate anything that's right or that's just or that's
With white.
striving forward with whiteness. So when you say
Well,
that we're
no,
working
it's not
with
that it's
them,
whiteness, it's capitalism. And I think that's what we have to understand the difference of. The concept of capitalism always is grounded in exploitation.
This is crazy. Like, what? You can't admit that black culture is not the best for black folks? Like, what's perceived as black culture? Fatherless homes, other issues in the black culture, the music, like, what would it? I don't know, man. I don't know. What is this?
Sit down! Shit! God damn! Every fucking body! Just sit the fuck down! Sit down!
Okay, I guess. Guess that works. Let's see if we have anybody. Sales debate. Actions. See if we have anybody else reacting to this.
A liberalism that Amanda Seals. I'm looking at the videos and I'm listening to so many people talking about how Amanda Seals ate on the black side, on the liberal side. And I just wanted to say, what part of it did she cook? What part did she eat?
Yeah, she wasn't cooking. That's what it was. So as of right now, it's only those two folks that are popping up and this young lady. I'm curious if anybody else reacted to it. You know what? Let's before we end the stream, let's go to TikTok. Whoops, wrong TikTok. Let's go to TikTok. Oh, still on Hurricane Helene. Let's see what people have to say.
Amanda Seals is better than me. She better than me. Cause if I would have sat down and had the debate, 20 black folks, that's speaking against blackness, period, no matter where they from, I gotta sit here and argue with my people about my people? Oh no, I'm sorry. Like, I know how we feel about violence and physical harm, but
Ignorant
I
take.
would have had to fight. Like, I don't
Ignorant.
have the patience in me. I don't. Like, I would have reached across.
So what you're saying is you couldn't use your words to have to articulate your points against other people's points. That's ignorant. Like, why does it always lead to fighting? Why can't it be, hey, this is where I stand, this is where you stand, let's find either common ground. If we can't find common ground, then let's figure out where the facts are. That's all. Everybody who talked to Amanda Seals was respectful, was to the point, and they were speaking on facts. They were speaking on facts.
Across that table about 5 minutes in. I'm not gonna lie to you. I would have just put my hand out and spun in a circle, just slap everybody at once.
Exactly.
Cause what you mean? Do I think black people should just get a job just because they're black? Yes. No, I'm just playing. But like, why are you playing with me? Like, you, little girl, you know that's not the point of DEI. You know that's not the point of making sure jobs have diversity, that the workforce in corporate America and all of that is diverse. That's not.
Perfect example. I guarantee you he knows nothing about DEI. And I'll tell you right now, a perfect example of DEI is Claudine Gay, I think is her last name. The president of Harvard, who couldn't even say, when asked in front of Congress what hate was towards the Jewish students, also what a woman was. It's like she literally failed Harvard. Like, not her classes. I'm talking about she failed as the dean of the school. She failed. Did a horrible job. Not to mention that DEI didn't help mostly black people. It employed more white women and LGBT and trans, whatever, all that other, the alphabet soup. Which is like, why can't we be based off merit? Why is it all of a sudden that saying the best person who has the most experience or the best experience for a job is bad? Oh, well, a black folk didn't have enough time or didn't have the same, wasn't afforded the same luxuries to be able to have the same experiences. That may be true sometimes, but in the candidates that apply, you're telling me that they're going to look at somebody and say, no, this is a black person. That's it. We're not hiring. Like, that's always been an asinine thought process to me, not only because it sounds stupid, but also because there are laws against this. And then I know the counter to that bitch, oh, you think they're going to enforce the laws? They're just not going to say anything. Like, bro, that's a cynical way of going through life. You're never going to succeed. Work hard, try very hard. And if you got to work harder than other people, do that. And then get what comes to you, period. Like, it just...
the point. And nobody's just giving black people jobs just for the fact that they're black. Nobody's just handing black people jobs without credentials and degrees. We actually have to be 10 times more qualified than our white counterparts.
That's not true. Show me where that's true. Show me where that is true. Could that have happened at some point in time in history? Yeah. Because I'm not somebody who's just entrenched in my side of things or in what I believe. Yeah, of course that could be possible, or that had been the case. Is it the case now? It's not. It's not. And for you to think that is fucking asinine.
So let's stop the pretending. Let's stop with the Republican and conservative talking points that y'all are running with. Y'all are black folks.
So?
Y'all are not white. Y'all will never be white. Y'all.
So because we're black folks, we can't want the same things that another human being wants just because white people achieve said thing more times than black folks? Like, it's just stupid. So I can't want a house, a family, a white picket fence, and a dog because that's a white person's dream. Don't worry, I'll wait.
Can walk around spewing white supremacist rhetoric all that y'all want to, and y'all will never be one of them. They'll never see you as one of them. They'll never treat you as one of them. They'll act like you're the token black, and that'll be that. And you'll forever be a footstool. You'll never be actually accepted. You'll always be othered. Or you could come back home to your people, join your people, and be respected and fight the good fight, be on the right side of history.
What's respected? Because you got black people right now in black neighborhoods being disrespected. People who are law-abiding citizens being called Uncle Toms, being called Uncle Ruckus. Even though Uncle Ruckus was one of them polarizing dudes, I'm not gonna lie. But he made sense. He talked some real shit. This whole idea that, oh, you need to be on our side because black culture is black culture. I guarantee you there's brothers to free this man, even though this man committed all kinds of felonies and homicides or whatever the case might be. Like that, even that train of thought to me is insane, that somebody does something wrong and the first thing we do is say, nah, we need to free my brother because, you know, we're oppressed and da-da-da. Like, we're not. Why do some black folks make it out and some don't? It's real simple. Why you think there's an actual thing where it's I forget there's a specific word for it, but black folks get money and then they leave the hood and don't come back. Why you think that is? Is it because we're respected in the community, like you said? No, it's not because of that. Like, I'm telling you right now, me at a lower level, I built a business, made over $500,000 in my business. You know how many times I try to hire people around me? Let's go into this closer because y'all gotta feel me on this. You know how many times I try to hire people around me? You know how many times I try to school my people? How many times I try to be like, yo, get into this, you know what I'm saying? Come take this class. Like, I even went as far as helping some people that I know get the same license that I had in construction because I know it was a booming industry. And you know what I got for that? I ain't get shit for that. I got absolutely nothing. Nothing but headaches, nothing but name calling, nothing but, oh, why you just why don't you come do this? Why not? That's all I got. That's all I got. So me at a low level, I'm not even talking about making millions. I'm talking about hundreds of thousands of dollars, multiple years in a row. People around me saw my life change. And you know who I had work for me harder than anybody else? White people. I hired white folks who did more work, worked harder, and saw the vision more, even more than I did, saw the vision and were willing to work with me to build something that they knew once I built up big enough, it would not only benefit me, but it would benefit everybody around me. I even had family that didn't believe in me. So what are we talking about? I'm not saying this doesn't happen in the white community, but I'm just saying this is a prevalent issue in the black community. This is a prevalent issue that I've been through as a black man, and I know other successful black men who've been through it. I know a dude right now, cutting hair, raises prices, people complaining about him, talking shit. Oh, Uncle Tom, he's trying to build better. He's trying to build a bigger business. And the ironic part about what he's doing, which I got mad respect for him, he knows who he is. I'm not even going to put him out there because there's people who watch me who know both of us. But the ironic part about all this is that years ago, when I first started realizing that I couldn't trade my time for money because I would never make more than the time I had, I tried to tell this to him, and me and him got into an argument. And then years later, now he realizes that. I'm trying to tell you, our community is messed up, man. And this whole thought process of, oh, well, no, because you're never going to be a white man, and you got to come back to our community. Shut up.
Jesus Christ, grow up. I don't care if your parents raised you that way and that's all you've been taught. Wake up for yourself. At some point, you have to think for yourself. If your parents is 60, 70 years old and they already stuck in their black conservative ways and they against their own people, that's fine. You don't have to be that way. You're an adult now. You know right from wrong. You know what makes sense and what don't make sense.
Yeah, and what you're saying don't make sense. Any sense at all whatsoever. Black conservative, like conservatism overall is about the family unit. Is about working your ass off and trying to get somewhere. I understand that, right now, the economy and financial sector overall is one of them kind of tricky situations, but we live in a time where we have access to the most information ever at our fingertips. I taught myself how to day trade. I taught myself how to do state and federal contracts. I taught myself how to edit. I taught myself how to live stream. How you think I did that? You think I did that because I went into the black community and they helped me out? No, I did that because I put my head down and I grinded trying to figure out this information. Like,
loosen that white supremacist grip from around your neck and realize who you are. Show them who you.
Bro, I can't watch no more of this. Let's see. Man, listen, she handled that great. No, she did not. That's a Boondocks episode. She was tearing through them like nobody's business. You know what? These comments are as delusional as delusional as her and your point of view. Crazy. Go ahead. I ain't tripping. I said what I said. You don't like it? Oh well. Let's see what else.
So I've been watching the Amanda Seales, 20 verse 1 Jubilee thing. And I've been listening and watching the responses of various influencers and people and, people that I know. And, I'm sick of the whole Democrat, Republican, Crips and Bloods. I'm sick of the whole thing because it forces you into a box. And sometimes when you're in a box, you're forced to ignore the reality outside of the box, right? So all I can do is tell my story, like what I saw growing up. And I grew up in Baltimore City. I saw my first murder when I was 11 years old. I said my first, not the only, the first. So I never felt safe growing up. You know what I'm saying? Whether it was going to school or whatever, and when you don't feel safe, you protect yourself by any means. So the environment was just dangerous. And it frustrates me when I see people have debates or talk about the black experience, and then when black on black crime is brought up or something like that, it's just summarily dismissed. And I find that it's usually people who actually didn't grow up in those environments.
Exactly.
Or if they did, they are either on the predator side of the ledger because they're never on the prey side, the grandmothers, the people who get killed, the family members who are left behind. You know what I mean? It's never them. It's always. I don't understand why these people are talking.
All right. Well, that has music, so I can't keep playing that. I'm not trying to get kicked off of YouTube. Yeah, it's crazy. Let's see what else. See what this do.
Hi y'all. How you doing?
Oh God.
Okay. I just spent an hour and 31 minutes watching Jubilee, right? On Amanda Seales. Okay. It's so much shit I ain't even know. Or I probably did know. Ooh. And then at the same time, a few of them conservatives, I wanted to smack some of them. Oh my God, especially that motherfucking, the big dude that, oh my God, and the little boy that looked 21. Oh my God. Overall, she snapped.
She did not snap, bro. You don't know what you're talking about. You can't even form a complete sentence. What are you talking about? All right. Articulate your point. Then talk.
There's another video for a young man. I think did the same thing. And these are incredible. I can't wait to get to her response so you can see what she said about it.
Look at rap. Look at what we're glorifying.
Right.
We're glorifying violence.
Who's we? Wait, who's we? Who's we? Who's
the black community.
Who controls the
black community.
Who controls the distribution of these sources of media?
And who takes it in?
Exactly.
And who takes it in?
Listen, if you're okay, so let me put it in this context. If I have a company, right, and you guys are my employees, and I determine what you get to eat every day, that's also going to determine how you.
That's illegal. You can't force your employees that, like, your whole that example is asinine already. Number one. Number two, as far as it goes, oh, well, what sells? Who's the consumer? If no one consumes it, does it sell? No. In a capitalistic environment, it won't. It will not. The only way something sells in a capitalistic environment is if you consume it. If we don't consume it, or if we don't act upon it, we don't glorify it, guess what happens? It goes away. Period.
Exist in this company, right? Like if you come to work and I say the only thing you can eat is processed foods and fried foods and you're not going to get to have the best vegetables, etc. What's that going to affect? Your health, that's going to affect your ability to operate, etc.
I'd quit.
This is how the United States operates. There's a lot of us that don't want to admit that as much as accountable as we want to be, all of our brains also don't operate the same way. Some of us are much more apt to be indoctrinated than others. That's a fact. There is a 1% of people that knows this. There's a whole show called Mad Men that's about advertising, etc. And if we don't acknowledge multiple things at the same time, then we simply cannot stop it. We can be as accountable as we want to be. And I hope that if you're right, because I hope you're right. I wish that it was a situation where if black people could just be accountable, then nothing else would matter.
We can be.
But unfortunately, that hasn't been the case because we have seen when we
look at other races. Look at other races. That's all I got to say. Look at other races. They're being accountable. They have no problem in doing that. So what's our excuse? Listen. I'm gonna end with this. Right now, we're living in a time. Let me get up in my seat so y'all can understand. I'm gonna go ahead and look me in my eyes. Okay. We're living in a time where you have the most access to the most information ever in the world. Okay. It's number one. Number two. For those people who watch me and say, well, I don't know where to look. I don't know how to do. I don't know, I even had a friend one time tell me, oh, I'm sorry, Zay, that you could read a book and then apply it. Not all people can do that. Bullshit. That's an excuse. Everybody can. Now, that there are some things that you won't understand. There are some problems you feel like you can't get around. I won't disagree because there's been times where I feel like I can't get around something. But guess what I don't do? I don't stop. I don't give up. I don't just say, well, I can't get around this. Oh, well, no. You know what I do? I keep going until I can. Period. It's really that simple. So at the end of the day, we all need to do that. Period. It's that simple. Like, that's what I'm going to end with. Because I'm tired of people saying that we can't. You only can't if you set yourself up and think you can. So until next time, I appreciate all the follow, all the help, everything, all the support. Everybody's been giving me the likes, the subscriptions. We're going up and we're going to keep talking about real topics. That's what we do here. Just keep talking about real topics. So until next time, ladies and gentlemen.